Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Jessica Joseph.
And I'm Nancy Tran.
So, what did you do this weekend? Anything fun?
I actually went to Wichita this weekend with a friend. We went to the Women's Fair at the Expo Hall because I originally wasn't planning to do anything this weekend, but they asked me to go with them because they had a modeling audition, so I just tagged along. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. I didn't do very much. I just hung out in my dorm. I did a lot of studying. I have a lot of exams this week and projects and assignments, so I've just been busy with that.
It's been a little hectic these last few weeks of school.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited. We only have 2 more weeks and then finals. I'm ready to be done. I just all of the work that's just piling on all at once. I'm definitely stressed, but how about you?
I am also stressed. I have 3 editing projects that are due around the same time, so I'm trying to balance that out, but yeah. I also watched the Oscars this weekend. Yeah.
I always want to watch them. I didn't have time, but how was it with everything?
It was pretty good. It was hosted at the Union Station this year when it's usually at the Dolby Theater. Yeah. History was made. Yeah. Supporting actress in Minari. Yeah. Also, actually no, I don't remember.
Weather's really crazy. It's hot out, which I'm not used to, but
yeah, I'm wearing a sweater because I thought it would be fine today, but I'm a little sweaty.
Yeah, it's definitely different than the past week, and I think it's supposed to be warm for the next week, so I'm glad. I'm happy.
Me too. I like the warm weather.
Yeah, definitely gets me very excited for summer. Okay, I think that's all we have for today. We'll be going to break and we'll come back with a special guest, a graduating senior.
Diversity. What is diversity? It can be an umbrella term for a variety of things, ranging from diversity among different people, places, cultures, and ideas, to the way people express themselves and the way they interact with the world. In today's world, people interact with one another and share their thoughts through social media. Let's take Twitter, for example. How are people of different backgrounds, ethnicities, and sexual orientations with different political beliefs, interests, and job titles using this platform differently? Currently, celebrities are interacting with their fans on Twitter by speaking their minds, sharing their beliefs, and supporting social issues. Professional sports figures and organizations in the United States are using Twitter to support social causes and bring attention to current social matters, such as encouraging their fans to vote. Users are voicing their opinions about current issues surrounding racial inequalities, social injustice, and police brutality in the United States. There's diversity in the way people are discussing the upcoming presidential election, especially regarding their opinions of each candidate. Different news outlets are not only highlighting stories in the US, but are talking about important stories from around the world. But many Twitter users don't post about controversial matters or social issues at all. Rather, they use their platform to create memes and post funny content for entertainment. While many topics going around this app involve social issues and political opinions, Twitter creates a space where people can pull together collections of diverse thoughts, comments, opinions, goals, and even a little humor too. So how can we use this platform to express our differences? More importantly, how can we use it to learn from each other's differences today?
Welcome back. I'm LaDeja, and I'm with a very special guest, Emma Starks. So Emma, you are a senior graduating from KU. How has your experience been so far?
Honestly, it's been great. I'm sad that it's ending, especially at the journalism school. It's sad since we haven't really been here much because of the pandemic. So yeah, I think it's been great, and I'm sad to go because it has been great. Yeah, it'd be kind of awkward if it was terrible, but it hasn't been.
Good. I know this is probably a very bittersweet moment, leaving after so many years. So what things are you doing after graduation?
Right now, my plan is to go back to Wichita, where I'm from, so it's just a few hours down, and I'm gonna hang out for the summer with some of my roommates and have one last childhood summer. So, I'm gonna go swimming, maybe listen to some fun music, get some slushies and popsicles, And then after that, my plan is to move to LA or New York and work in the entertainment industry. So I'm kind of waiting it out. Right now, things are still pretty shut down in both of those places. So
Yeah, for sure. But those summer plans sound very fun
Yeah.
and exciting. So before you even got to college, I seen that you had a YouTube series titled Emma in the Halls. Could you please tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I did a video series, Emma in the Halls. It was a Woman on the Street series, and I started that in high school, I think when I was 15. And so basically, I wanted to learn about video editing, but I had nothing to edit. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just make my own content so that I have something to edit together. And so I started making it, and a lot of people at my school really enjoyed it. And so I just kept doing it. And then when I came and toured KU, they brought me here to Media Crossroads, and I saw the studio and everything, and I met Cal. You know Cal, he's pretty cool. And so when I was in high school, I met him, and so I emailed him my Emma in the Halls videos, and he told me that I could keep doing them here, and they had all the equipment and everything. And so then, I think like the first week of school when I came here to KU, I started doing stuff in Media Crossroads and kept doing my Emma in the Halls. And so instead of the high school hallways, I ran around like here and outside on campus and got to talk to strangers.
Okay, so it sounds like Emma in the Halls prepared you a lot for broadcast journalism, you would say?
Yeah,
Do you
it
have-
definitely did.
Do you have any other media experience?
Yeah, so I last summer remotely interned for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. So like they just put on the Oscars last night, and then HBO Max. And I got those internships because of Emma in the Halls, actually. I put it on my resume and sent in my reel when I applied for the internships, and they thought it was so cool that I was able to do that independently, and they also thought everything, all the experience I got in Media Crossroads was really impressive, and so doing that helped me get then those media and television and film internships, and I've learned a lot through those too, which is cool.
Oh, wow. So I've talked to a lot of people about internships, and they've told me how like hard it was to secure those. So what advice would you give other journalism students like myself who want to look for internships?
Yeah, it's definitely hard because there's a really big applicant pool, especially being from Kansas. A lot of people who get the internships usually know someone.
Mm-hmm.
So what I try to do and recommend is like stalk people on LinkedIn almost, of like that work at your dream companies, and just message them. This week I'm going to talk to some woman that works on the Jimmy Kimmel show. A lot of times they'll answer and like offer to talk to you and give you some advice, and so I'd recommend doing that, just reaching out to people, and also, like I said, just keep doing like stuff on your own time, the extracurriculars of media experience, because a lot of students applying for those internships, you know, they have done like student films or stuff for their classes, but when these internship supervisors see that you can do stuff independently, like have your own show on Media Crossroads or like interview people, they're really impressed by that because that makes you stand out.
Yeah, for sure. So personally, I've struggled with like balancing my schoolwork as well as like trying to produce media content. How do you do it?
This isn't great of me to say, but I say screw schoolwork because it's just kind of silly sometimes. It teaches you a lot. A lot of the stuff I do in my jobs now, I learned how to do in classes, but I still turn in your schoolwork. I still do that, but I think that you can get a lot more out of doing the extracurriculars, like still involved in the J School and everything. But you know what? If you have the choice of doing a grammar assignment and turning that in on time, or maybe running around and making a video, I recommend running around and making a video, because you won't really remember the grammar assignment, and you may have horrible grammar, which that could make you screwed over, so you maybe won't get a job then. So maybe still go back to that assignment later, but I think prioritize like the stuff that actually like you're really passionate about first, and then you can do schoolwork.
Okay,
That's how I balance it.
You all heard the advice.
Yeah.
So what other gems do you have for us?
I don't know. Listen to Taylor Swift. She has so much wisdom and inspiration. Just try to get involved, I think, in the J School, like I've been saying. Like I work for Heather. She does J School Tech. And through that, I was able to like get to know a lot of professors and a lot of students and help them out with things. So I just feel like trying to get involved with as many things without getting like too overwhelmed, because you want to still be able to like hang out with your friends and experience stuff. Because I feel like at the beginning of college, I was like go about doing like all this media stuff and making my own things, and I stopped hanging out with my friends as much. So then I kind of like didn't feel as creative because I wasn't experiencing things that inspired me to make more content. So I feel like you have to have a good balance of making stuff, but then remembering how you get inspired and creative is like by experiencing the world too. Like, don't just like lock yourself in a little bubble.
For sure. Thank you so much for coming to see us today, Emma.
Yeah, thanks for letting me talk.
No problem. Congratulations. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Caitlin. This is your Monday Good Evening KU News Update. The U.S. Census Bureau has announced that the total population of the United States has topped 331 million people. This is the country's second slowest population growth rate in U.S. history.
History was made yesterday at the 2021 Oscars, with Chloe Zhao becoming the second ever woman to win the Best Director and the first woman of color to win that award.
COVID cases in India have spiked as they have hit another global COVID-19 record, with cases at 17 million across the whole country. The devastating second wave has escalated quickly, with more than 1 million new cases in just 3 days.
Kansas Governor Laura Kelly vetoed a bill Friday that would ban transgender athletes from playing girls' sports. Kelly said the bill would ultimately harm the state of Kansas and does not uphold Kansan values.
Americans vaccinated against COVID may be able to travel to Europe this summer. President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has said that immunization will enable free movement and travel to the European Union.
A 60-year-old woman was killed Friday as the result of an accident at the 1400 block of West 19th Street. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene, and investigations are ongoing.
And that will wrap up today's news update. Now we'll toss it to Julia for sports.
Really the only two that have been used. That one's on the ground.
But they lost the series over the weekend to fall to 22-18 overall and just 3-11 in the Big 12 Conference. However, the next 12 games are at home, beginning with a 2-game series against Sacramento State on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Jayhawks will then host North Dakota State over the weekend. The Bats were silent for the softball team in Texas this weekend. KU scored only 10 runs and lost all 3 games to the number 9 ranked Texas Longhorns. The Jayhawks are now 22-20 for the season and just 2-10 in the Big 12 Conference play. Next up for Kansas is a return trip to Texas to take on Baylor next weekend in Waco. The men's and women's track and field teams were in Arkansas this weekend for the John McDonnell Invitational. Freshman Victoria Gorlova won the triple jump with a personal best mark of 42 feet, 8 1/4 inches. She also placed 4th in the long jump. KU will host the Rock Chalk Classic this Friday and Saturday at Rock Chalk Park. And the rowing team christened a new boat this week, and it's called the Morning Fog. Head coach Carrie Cook-Callan said the new boat celebrates the 25th anniversary of the Kansas rowing team, which will take on Kansas State in the Sunflower Showdown on Saturday in KCK. That's it for sports today. After the break, Anna will be here to tell us how long this wind is going to blow.
Yes, Julia, we have plenty of gusty winds out there, and we are seeing temperatures right now at about 86. It seems like last week we had a little bit of winter with the snow, and we skipped over spring, and now we are headed full swing into summer temperatures. We're hitting at about 86 right now, winds gusting at 20 to 30 miles an hour. Tonight we'll get down to about 65 degrees, still have gusty winds, probably for the next 24 to 48 hours. And looking at these highs, you can see we are hitting about 87 in Kansas City and 92 over in western Kansas and Hays. These warm temperatures that we are seeing are going to be a great factor in seeing some thunderstorms later on in the week. Wednesday is when we will cool down, 70 in Kansas City and 64 over in western Kansas. This will be when we will see the precipitation, and tomorrow we're going to see more high temperatures around 84. Winds will still be gusting, and heading into tomorrow night is when we will start to see the precipitation. Thunderstorms scattered across the area, get down to about 62 degrees and still a little bit windy. Looking into this week though, we are seeing high temperatures at the beginning of the week before the precipitation moves in on Wednesday. And at the end of the week, we are going to see some great sunshine and wonderful temperatures. Saturday, we have lots of KU sports going on. We have the Rock Chalk Classic, which is our first and only track and field home meet. We also have KU baseball and the KU football spring game, so make sure to get out and support KU athletics. Enjoy the weather, lots of sunshine this upcoming weekend, but to end the semester here within the next couple weeks. That's all I have for today's weather update. Make sure to stay tuned for KU's Take a Side tomorrow at 9 a.m.